sisters missed him. All 17 of them.
I'm only counting 15. Where's Pixis? Aquila?
15. I'm so used to saying 17 that I... We will mourn them tonight. He still has his cousins, aunts, uncles. But my 2 youngest daughters fell in the invasion. Young Aviana, Nevendar has taken so much from you, but it has not taken your strength. Thank you for being here, and for protecting my only son.
The Veil rode in with trained forces. You were outarmed and outnumbered. I don't know if I should be impressed or horrified.
Both! Your speech gave us something to fight for. This is more than a simple realm of the Empire. This is our home.
My mother's body.
Your friend took care of everything. She's at your home waiting for you. Go to her.
The Veil rode in with trained
Both!
Before the war, you served the Emperor.
Proudly.
What do you make of the Veil? None of their actions make any sense.
Their zealotry has been part of the Empire since Demosthenes I ruled, though then the Church had different names. As for what their intentions are, you know better than anyone.
That's not very hopeful. I have no idea. If you don't mind, Arietis, I think it's time I say goodbye.
To live such a short life, but to endure so much. The burden of these people is a heavy one.
Thank you for everything, but especially for this. This is how she deserves to be remembered.
The people speak of celebration for the victory, but first they intend to mourn their losses. How will you mourn yours?
Right. I hadn't thought about it. She lived here. This is her home. We will bury her and mark the grave. Would you help me?
The people of the Lows rise from their mourning as the twin moons rise in the sky. They celebrate the lives of their dead. They celebrate your return and your victory. Still, you stand removed. It would seem that as much as you have changed the world's cruelties have changed you as well.
It does not take a divination to see you have something occupying your thoughts.
I love every single person here, and I'm happy to be home. But
I understand. Still, the people want you to join them. And I could use someone to teach me the dances of the Lows.
if I'd known you were so observant, I'd have tried to hide it better.
The revelry of these people is exhausting. A rest and some privacy would serve this old body well. Privacy with you, that is.
I was thinking the same thing. There's a place I used to use as a hideout when I was a girl. Come, I'll show you.
It looks like no one's lived here in an epoch. The house returns to the soil.
I don't understand. It's my home. Why was my mother living in squalor? Maybe she was overcome with grief for my father's death, or my leaving. Surely there's some explanation. My father's forge is...
It is quiet, secluded, at home amongst the trees and stars. I understand the draw.
It was a home away from home. Have we ever talked about it? What happened during my childhood? I mean... Before all this, before I knew I was a Nephilim, I was just a typical girl. My dad was a blacksmith, mother was a merchant. The only times I'd get in trouble were when I'd hang around Ori. Luckily for me, his love of mischief rubbed off on me. Then one day, a horse in the market balked. I was startled, and this power burst out of me. The local priestess called it Twilight Power. The Veil were just soldiers for the Church of the High Father back then. They sent holy hands to discover what happened. A man named Grim William told them everything. My father defended me, and in the struggle, they killed him. I only know what happened next from stories I've been told. That the power burst from my hands again. That I killed the holy hands. After losing my father, I knew no one would be safe. We fled, taking small contracts just to pay for food. We'd earned the title the Twilight Twins. Not my idea, but the name brought fame with it. Even though we were forced to leave, I always wanted to come home. Always. But to come home meant I'd put my mother in jeopardy. Had I known that this is how it would end... well, that's enough about my past. Let's talk about us instead.
I was a parent once. They say you never stop being a father. But as they age, it's different. I long for it. What about you? Do you want to be a mother?
I would one day, when I'm ready. Though, I don't think anyone's ever really ready.
Aviana,
Good morning.
So it is. That was amazing. I mean that. I've never felt that way before. How do you feel?
My feelings. I feel the same. I feel more, even. You've awoken something inside me that I didn't know was there. I don't understand. It's my home.
You've gone quiet. I understand.
Just a lot of memories. Some good, some not. Hey, my father's forge is just past here. You mind if we stop by?
Someone is watching us.
It can't be. Little Aviana. How happy I am to finally meet you, though you're a bit older than your mother described.
Tell me your name.
No need to be alarmed. My name is Loir. I was Celia's husband. You didn't know. I see. She left something for you. A key. Though I imagine you have some questions for me first.
I didn't realize she met anyone. I left after my father died. My human father, that is.
After his passing, she set up an apothecary. She treated my wounds from a battle against the elves in Etelian. Frankly, her bedside manner was terrible. But luckily for both of us, the fate hand kept us together.
No one told me she'd remarried.
It was years ago. She wrote you a letter, but never had anywhere to send it.
Did she not know of Ilian?
By then, so much time had passed that she wasn't sure you wanted to hear from her. When our sons left for the war, we hoped they'd one day find you in battle and that they'd send you home. But it wasn't meant to be.
You and my mother had sons? That means I have brothers.
Had brothers. Our eldest died in the rebellion on the Plains of Widows. The other died in the war for Varantor.
It's been so long. I worry I forget what she was like.
Well, she was happy and talked about you always. She was so proud of her daughter. She had a temper, and she wasn't afraid to punch the odd soldier or two in the lip. She refrained from drinking generally, but when she did, oh, she really did. She loved to sing, to dance, and sometimes she'd be so quiet. She'd stare out at the road for hours, hoping to see you ride in.
The house is destroyed.
She moved on, Aviana. What choice did she have? She couldn't spend her days being a custodian of the past, just in case one day you came home. Then, with so many escaping from Varantor, from Matillion, from the Path of Flesh and Flame, she used it to give them shelter.
Did she say what the key's for?
Only that it opens the cellar door beneath your father's old forge. As for what's in the cellar, that's anyone's guess.